Check this out, everyone. You see that, everyone?
Show me that pineapple. Yes.
Ready? In Kingman, Arizona, we're at the Rockabilly Roll Call, first annual Ghouls and Gasolines here. I found some good friends. Here's from China, Thailand.
Yeah, we have
Thailand.
Yes.
Are you guys having a good time here?
Good time.
First time here?
First time.
Yeah, we might.
All right, cool. One second. Okay, hit it.
they don't go on real snug.
This would be badass.
Mm-hmm. She looked good in front of this, didn't she?
Yeah.
What do you think, Sean? I mean, this thing is so badass.
It is badass.
Let me ask her.
Okay.
It's good orange. She's wearing black. What do you think? No? Okay, let's go get this. Let's go get this off. Okay. Up. That's usually. Yep. Look at that dog, Sean. Oh my God, he's so friendly.
Good dog.
We can throw this too, right?
Damn right.
Yeah.
Good. She also is a local girl. She owns Carnival. You want to get your treat on? Go see her.
Yeah.
So for example, these ones are the cute cutouts, but they're both I just love like mixing it up so it can't tell too much. Good segue to sunglasses. We want to thank Studio One. All right, number 23. Now that's a long walk, girl. Got it. Did it. Thank you for being patient. Good on top of your weight pod.
I saw that they were having their thing going on out here. I got the bike on the other side. I'm gonna bring cars over there. Yeah, no much on the road. They have nothing. Have no idea. I don't know, yeah. It's an old stock motor, dude. I mean, out of a motorhome, 1979. Sounds good though.
Welcome, Ghouls and Gasoliners. We're at Kingman, Arizona.
Chilling on Beale Street.
Chilling on Beale Street. It's very popular here. But also we're at the Rockabilly Roll Call Pinup pageant that's going behind us right now. That's their first annual. And today I'm with Shiny. Shiny, Eric, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Now we met 2 Rockabillys ago, and I said I want to do a review on his truck, and we found him here. And so now we're
Because I live in Kingman.
Because you live in Kingman. And he's called Shiny because why?
Because the way I kept a big truck. I drove a big truck for 37 years, and it was dump truck and trailer.
Okay.
And I kept it looking like it was going to the show. So my fellow workers on the CB nicknamed me Shiny Mikey.
Shiny
and then it just
Mikey.
got shortened to Shiny.
Oh.
Because the way I kept my dump truck looking like I was going to a truck show all the time.
Okay, well.
And then I have a polishing gig since I retired.
Okay, that's what was
that I do polishing. But so I
Okay.
use that name because I already had it as a nickname for like 35 years.
All right, what do you polish?
You know, stainless, aluminum, on motor parts.
Okay, well let's
and
go.
car trim and stuff like
let's
that,
go over
so.
this. What kind of vehicle is this right here?
This is a 1928 Model A pickup.
1928 Model A.
Model A pickup.
Model A pickup.
In fact, they weren't even called a pickup then because this was the first year with windows and a roof. So it was actually called a closed cab and not a pickup.
Okay.
Because prior to that was roadsters with rag tops and no windows.
Okay.
So it was the first chance for a farmer to get in out of the weather and roll windows up. So it was kind of a big deal.
So what year again?
28.
28.
Yeah, it's the first year of the Model A, 28.
Okay.
So,
So these people right here, they're gonna be famous on the channel. Everyone say hi. Say hi. Say hi. What's your name? Kelsey. Kelsey? Mike. Kelsey and Mike.
I didn't know we went in here shopping.
It's all right. He's packing. I don't want to make him mad. All right, let's go. All right, so tell me a little bit about this truck.
So I've always wanted to build a Model A hot rod, right? And I've always leaned towards pickups because I've had pickups because the driving truck may be the whole deal. But I didn't have time when I drove truck because I worked way too many hours to do it. So I've always been around the hot rod scene. All my friends had them and everything, but I didn't. But then, so when I retired, I decided it was time to build it.
Serious compression. All right,
So,
back.
so I set out to get one, and there weren't. I don't want to buy somebody else's idea. I wanted to build from scratch to build my own.
Okay.
So I just started shopping and watching. I found this frame for sale in Las Vegas, right? That came with a pink slip. That's pretty rare to find an old Model A frame that has a pink slip. So in California, when you don't have that,
Yeah.
you've got to jump through a lot of hoops to get that done.
Yeah.
So to pay extra to have one out of state that's already done was a big bonus. So when I got up there to buy the frame, this cab with no doors on it, and no top on it, no glass in it, is sitting up on a storage rack. So I asked the guy, is that for sale? And he goes, I hadn't thought about it. And I said, well, that looks like a 2829. And he goes, I believe it is. I said, can we get it down? So we get it down, and I talk a deal with the guy, and I end up bringing home the frame in the back of my truck and the cab on the trailer and brought it home. So then I set out to collect parts. So with the internet and swap meets and friends and just going to events and talking to people, I collected all the parts for this thing for 1 year. Everything came separate, everything.
Oh, really?
Yes. And so then I knew I wanted to chop the cab. So my fabricator friend, I took him the cab, and he chopped 6 inches out of the cab.
Show me where he chopped it.
So we took it all in pieces rather than just doing a straight cut.
So right here.
So this was a big header. We took 3 inches out of that, 3 inches out of the windshield to get the 6.
Okay.
The doors, a straight 6.
Okay.
But they're tapered, so they have to be sliced and done.
Okay.
These panels here, these all come apart.
Yeah.
This normally went 6 more inches up and had this bead. So he measured down 6 inches, hammered that flat, and put this bead in again.
Oh, I see.
And then so it was the same equal, so you wouldn't notice this
So you
was
can't
different.
even tell, yeah.
Yeah. And then this section we took inch and a half, inch and a half, inch and a half, inch and a half to get the 6. So it all came down to be the 6-inch chop.
Yeah.
It's very tight in there, even with me being height challenged, but it's all about the look.
I don't know what you're talking about, height challenge here.
Yeah, just a little bit. But it's all about a look, you
Yeah.
know, to have the thing. So
Yeah.
but yeah, so then we just set out to put it together and build it.
So we're gonna get to the cab. I want to just go to the bed here. So it's a Ford, obviously.
So this is
I
an
can see-
original 1928 bed. You can see all the wear and tear. You can see over the years where some farmer wasn't real good at welding, welded it up. You know, it's got some kinks in it and stuff, but that's character to me.
Oh, it is.
You know, the bed's got some rot in it and
Oh,
stuff,
look at the bed here. It's like.
but look at how old this is.
I know, it's really.
You know, so it's all genuine, and that's what I
really
wanted, was a genuine bed. It's never been repaired or anything, so.
Boy, I tell you, you're really not seeing much here. Yeah,
Nope,
you don't
nope.
got much of a window
But that's
right
that's
here, you
exactly how they came with that
Yeah.
size window. Only the first 2 years. The next 2 years, 30 and 31, are also Model A's, but the window's much bigger. But I kind of like the little window.
Yeah.
Because the early trucks I drove back in the day had small glass too.
Yeah, it is different. Now, did you put a new glass in here?
That's all new glass.
All new
Everything's
glass.
new. All the glass.
Yeah.
Because it had no glass left. Had
Oh yeah, on the back of the neck, yes. Because I have a '72 Chevy pickup truck, short
right.
bed.
Right.
Man, I'll tell you.
So because this is chopped so low and there's minimum glass,
Yeah.
you can run around on a 100-degree day and not be hot in this thing because not much sun gets to you, and the windshield opens for ventilation too.
Yeah.
You know. So.
Well, look at the wood now. Obviously, the wood.
Now that's not the genuine.
I know,
To
it's
me,
not
it
the-
looks like somebody used fence boards, but these aren't original
Yeah.
because see, these strips have way too many holes in them.
Yeah.
But I liked it because it was the way the bed came.
does look
And
good,
it just, to me, it's about
Yeah.
character. You
Yeah.
know, it's about keeping things as much
Yeah.
original as possible.
Yeah.
You know, so.
So over here, what kind of brakes did you put on the vehicle?
So the back axle is a 9-inch Ford. Came out of a '67 F100.
So shiny. I find a lot of vehicles. Often I find vehicles put 9-inch Fords in there.
9-inch
They're
Ford is the
stronger.
most popular,
Yeah.
strongest,
Yeah.
the simplest to work on.
Yeah.
There's aftermarket copies. There's everything available as you want.
Yeah.
This was an original one, and then we narrowed it to fit the truck because
Okay.
these are much narrower than trucks today. But it gives me great braking because I have the big brakes of an F100 under here. I have 56 F100 brakes up front,
Okay.
which both of those trucks weigh more than this one does, so I have plenty of braking.
Oh, yeah, you
But
do.
when they were new as a drum brake without power, until they seat,
Yeah.
that gets pretty interesting trying to stop it. It's a lot of action on the pedal.
Oh, yeah, I
But
bet.
then once they reach their arc and they all fit together, now it stops. You know, you can lock it up and skid it. It's
Yeah.
not that big a deal.
All right. So, right here, I see that who painted the mural on here? So who did this?
Tom Clark.
Tom Clark.
He's
now.
in Chino, California.
Chino, California.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
he has done a whole career of pinstriping. He worked for Knott's Berry Farm for 41 years. He mentored under Von Dutch and Big Ed Daddy Roth at Knott's Berry Farm.
Wow.
And he's a good friend of mine. He did the name on the dash too, and the pinstriping around the gauges. So the name Pandemonium Express that I call the truck, it came from I drove big truck for 37 years.
Yeah.
This was a AA cab. This was a big truck,
Yeah.
working big truck that I've now put on a car chassis
Right.
and made into a pickup.
Yeah.
So that's where the Express comes from the trucking.
Yeah.
Because I built this during the pandemic, people want to think that that's why it has the name Pandemonium. Has nothing to do with that at all.
Okay.
I had thought of that name for years because the definition of pandemonium is rude, loud, and disorderly. And this truck is every bit of that.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Because I insisted that if I was going to build a hot rod, it not only had to look like one, it had to run like one, had to sound like one.
Yeah.
Which you'll hear when we start it up.
Yeah,
It's
we're gonna
got
start.
a big lumpy cam in it.
Yeah.
And has the,
I like your little peak
So this
mirror
is my
seal.
logo for my polishing.
Okay.
That has some background to it too. That's
All
where I
right.
get the nickname Shiny. It doesn't have to do with the polishing. It was given to me before.
Yeah, but you
Yeah,
just carried
so-
it onto your
yes,
business.
yes,
Okay.
yeah. And so a friend built the motor for me. So this is a small block Chevy.
Small block
350
Chevy.
cubic inch.
Okay.
But it's putting out at least 4 1/4 horse.
Oh, it has some ponies, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it absolutely does. This truck only weighs 2,300 pounds, so it's quite a fun
So she's gonna
quite
get.
a fun ride. Yeah. These are big truck headlights of a 38 Ford,
Okay.
you know, because that was a thing to do back in the day. So this is a traditional hot rod styling, 50s, 60s. Some people want to mistakenly call it a rat rod because it has patina rust. That's not true. That
No.
doesn't what makes a rat rod.
Yeah.
But this is a traditional hot rod.
Yeah.
So all my mounts and everything are all period correct
Yeah.
for a 50s, 60s hot rod from the day.
Okay.
And that was a strict thing to stick with. You know,
What
to
kind of
keep that
radiator
rough.
did you put in here?
Uh,
Did you do
it's
electric
an-
fan?
it's a-
or
no,
did-
no. I just run the minimum fan.
Minimum fan?
Right, and it's just
stays
a 3
cool?
quart radiator.
Oh, 3 quart,
So
okay.
even on a over 100-degree day, this thing only runs 160 degrees. You know, it's never gotten hot.
Yeah.
You know, so.
So
I
what
run
kind of
I run-
carburation you got here? Let's see, we got
Okay.
3
So this
trays.
this is what they call progressive linkage. So
Okay.
for a little bit of pedal, it only runs 1 carburetor.
Okay.
When I go beyond that, see, it opens up the other 2. So they call that progressive. So normally I run around on a 2-barrel. That's how you get some decent mileage. And then when you romp on it, all 3 of them come wide open.
I call this when you go all the way back, smashing the gas. And
Yeah,
you're standing
yeah,
on it. Just
yeah.
get it going.
Hammer down.
Hammer down, baby.
Yeah.
So you said you've done some drag racing with it?
Yeah, so I go to this RPM Nationals. They
Okay.
have 2 events. They have an event coming up the first weekend in May in Verona, California, where we run these overhead motors. They put another event on up in Rancho Santa Margarita, up in Northern California,
Okay.
where it's strictly flathead, early flathead motors
Yeah.
and 4-baggers. I have a 1915 Model T I race up there that has a flathead in it.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah. But
So-
this one lets you run overhead. And then also the Antique Nationals
Yeah.
is teaming up with Verona this
Oh,
year
okay.
and going to run the other.
Yeah.
And so we'll get a full weekend of both of those. And as you can see, when the truck was brand new, won my class that year with it. You know, went all the way to the finals and
we got a
won
winner
it.
here.
Yeah.
That's good. That's impressive. So do you actually put the fueler in there?
No, that gas tank's been removed. I just
that's
kept
smart.
that to keep the look.
Very smart.
You know.
Where is the gas tank?
Underneath the frame in the back.
In the back?
So a lot of guys will put it in their bed, but
Yeah.
then you lose
You
the
lose
use
your
of your
bed.
bed.
Yeah.
Right? So we've mounted, so my fabricator friend is very talented.
Yeah.
He built a 15-gallon tank that fits in my
Oh,
frame.
okay.
And that's way more than these things usually carry.
Yeah, at least-
Usually carry 10 or 12.
Yeah.
And so it gives me extra distance to go
Yeah.
too. So.
I mean, at least you got 15 gallons, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
That's good enough. You're not going to be... Now, do you drive it for any long distance or you trailer
Well, I
it?
just took it to Amboy last weekend,
did-
which was a
you did
2.5
put some miles
hour
on it.
run.
Okay.
And me and my club brother, we ran 80-85 all the way out there, you know, with no issues.
Oh, what kind of transmission's in it?
$700.
It's automatic.
Yeah, with an
Wow.
overdrive. So at that speed running 80-85, with this setup, I'm only tacking like 2,800 RPM going down the highway.
Oh, you got to love that.
So I built it because I'm
Yeah.
a driver. You know,
Well-
my stuff doesn't get just put it around. I drive it on the road.
You know, I know window wipers here, but that's fine, you know.
Well, they used to come with one above, but you manually had to operate it. And
Oh, manually?
and it's not
Okay.
a hot rod if you got windshield wipers, right?
No, no.
You got to be sketchy. It's fun on rainy
Right.
days with that flat glass. That rain does not blow off.
Just goes
It
up.
just stays
Yeah.
there.
So you're doing like a Ace Ventura.
Well,
out the-
yeah,
out
sometimes
the
you reach
door
your
area.
hand out and see if
Yeah.
you can
Okay.
wipe a little porthole, you know?
Yeah.
You can see a little something. It's not
Well-
too bad in the daytime.
Yeah.
When headlight glare is coming at you and that thing's covered with rain, it gets pretty blinding.
So what do we do with the top here? What's this?
So
on the
that's a
top?
repop of the original top.
Oh,
It
okay.
was called, let me think of it, it's called long grain Cobra vinyl. And this is what they actually came with in the day. And if you look up inside here, all it has is just a wood framework. There's no real, it's just
Oh, it
vinyl
does.
and wood.
You know what? Yeah, check that out.
So last weekend, because it was 100 degrees when we were traveling and running that speed, air had got in here. And when we stopped, take a break for a minute, the roof was all ballooned up. I'd never seen it do that before because it got hot in the warm, so it stretched.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at that, go like, I hope it goes down.
Yeah.
But literally that night, as it cooled down, you could literally watch my roof settle right back down where it was supposed to be. I was like, well, that's good.
Can I sit in it?
Yeah, you can. So you got to lead in with your right foot first,
Right foot first.
otherwise you'll get trapped behind the wheel.
Okay. So
So watch with them boots, yeah, and watch your head. And then let your other foot follow you in.
yeah, this would be. I mean, it's cooler and cool. Don't get me wrong,
Right.
but
it's tight.
it's a tight ride.
All my friends are telling me hate riding it, but they still want to.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they're like, you can't see nothing. I go, what's the see? All you
Yeah.
got to see is the road in front of you, right?
Yeah. That's it. And this gears, boom, which
Yeah.
is automatic, right?
Yeah, so it just put it in drive. But
Put it
when
in
I'm
drive.
racing, I just put it in third, so it won't go out of third. Because if it falls into overdrive, I lose my RPM. I come out of the band, right?
Yeah.
So
Down here,
this
here,
thing
brake.
that I did not build for racing pretty much does 80 to 82 miles an hour in the 8th mile. And they've got pictures of me with this left front tire almost lifts the ground now that I put the slicks on.
Yeah.
I get that much bite that my whole front end just comes
Oh,
up
that's cool.
and just tweaks.
What kind of steering wheel did you get this
That's
from?
a repop of a 40 Ford steering wheel.
Oh, okay.
That's actual 40 Ford. This is a real genuine 1940 Ford truck, and it had a key lock ignition and everything.
Oh, right
where
there,
you
I
could
see
lock
it.
it. So they make a kit to rebuild all this.
Is this your garage door opener right here?
Yes.
All right.
You don't want to get out to open.
No. No.
And then this little cheater is for when you're chopped this hard, so you can see the signal
Yeah.
lights.
Good. Look at that cheater right there.
So it lets you see, so you can see the signal lights up here. It
You also
reflects
have
it.
a mirror up here too.
That's my spot mirror because
Yeah.
I don't have one on here. That
Yeah.
lets you see what's right next to you.
Yeah.
On that side, I have a spot mirror covering the whole mirror so you can see what's next to you. These are very blind. You got a big section there, a cab that you can't
Yeah.
see out of. You know, it's easy to miss a lot of things.
What kind of tires? I know there's slicks. What kind of tires you put on here?
Those are Tau City slicks, cheater slick.
Cheater slicks.
So it's just like it back in the day with the pie crust and these two grooves make it street legal.
Ah, got it.
That's why they were called the cheater
Look at
slick.
the two grooves right there.
So one of the requirements of that RPM circuit that I run
Yeah.
is that they have to look period correct.
Yeah.
So like they do make a 10-inch slick, they don't allow those because back in the 50s, 60s,
They didn't
they
have-
only had 8-inch.
Ah.
So everything has to be correct
Right,
for the
I get it.
photographers.
Right.
So when they come and take pictures of these events, if they make the pictures black and white, you can't tell what year it is
Gotcha.
because people are dressed accordingly and the whole
Yeah.
deal. So it's very cool when you get the whole background stuff, you know, with the whole thing. So here's the gas tank we talked
Yeah,
about.
one of the most
so
important
it's down in
places,
the
the
frame.
gasoline right here. That's where you put it. I like
Yeah.
that.
Whoop, I'm shadowing.
When you're walking around, guys, come
So I live off of Route 66, so I thought that was an appropriate badge to put on there, you know.
I like that, yeah.
And then these are the taillights that a big truck would have rather than a pickup because I don't have fenders, so they come off the frame.
I mean, Shiny, are we really towing stuff back here?
I have a little flatbed
mean,
trailer
we
that I
really-
tow my choppers on when I go to a show with a
this
lot
truck?
of bikes. Yeah. I got plenty of horsepower, so it's not like it's
Well,
can't tow
I
a trailer.
get it, I get it, yeah.
It's a small trailer. It's a 8x5.
Oh, okay.
You know, but I have two choppers I take to shows that I take on there, a Harley and a Triumph.
Nice.
You know, so.
Well, I think.
And then this is the car club I belong to, Aces Car Club.
Oh, this is your car club?
Yeah, Aces.
Oh, I like the badge.
So Aces originated in SoCal in '52,
Uh-huh.
but we also have chapters. So we have this the Arizona chapter. We have a chapter in Germany, chapter in Australia, Sweden, and Paris, and I think they're starting another chapter in one of the countries over there. And there's quite a few guys over there, and they're all traditional hot rods.
Nice. All right, well, let's do this. I want to start it up.
Okay.
All right, Shiny, thank you very much. It's a beautiful truck. Is there anything you need? Do you have like a website? Do you have a business or?
I'm on Instagram.
You're on Instagram?
At
Wait.
At Keeping It Shiny.
Keeping It Shiny. Check this out, everyone. You see that, everyone? Yeah. Right there, okay? Keeping It Shiny on Instagram.
Lots of hot rod pictures on there. Some motorcycle stuff thrown in.
Yeah.
Check out my polishing. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna land this plane right now. All right, everyone, goes to gasoliners. Remember, get yourself a hot rod. Get yourself an old truck like this. Start wrenching on it.
Make it your own.
Oh yeah, man, make it your own. Smash the gas and stand on it.
And drive them, don't hide them.
That's right. I like that one, man. That's a good one. All right, man. Thank you. All right.